Many Americans today are frustrated with bailouts. You know, the financial assistance given to a private business from the government. The term bailout is a relatively new term, but is it a new idea? What other types of bailouts exist? Joining me this morning is Dr. Charlotte Green, author of Parent Bailout, the bailout that is really crippling America. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You know, you decided to write this book, and I know because I read it over the weekend. It was very fascinating, I must say. As a result of what you call, and I'm quoting, the frustration and dissatisfaction in this country.
Correct. When I talk about the frustration and dissatisfaction in the country, I'm talking about multiple levels. There's one just in the general sense of the society with the election year. You can sense the frustration, but there's also one within school culture. You always talk about and you hear about the dissatisfaction with the public school system and the failure of the public schools. You hear those terms a lot of times, and you hear those terms from a result of a dissatisfaction from the overall society is having within our school system.
And it's like a black cloud, if you will.
It is, it is. I certainly can feel, because I am an administrator in the public school system, so which prompted me to write the book as well. I'm also a mother, so I understand both sides of how that relationship between schools and parents is critical. It's an interdependent relationship, and the relationship is really strong when the two do their part.
And speaking of parents, and I'm a parent too, I know you have 2 boys and I have 2 girls. Your book then focuses on another kind of bailout, and you call it parent bailout.
I do.
Define that.
Okay, the term parent bailout, let me just do bailout in general terms. Bailout basically is one support system providing assistance to the other.
Correct.
The term parent bailout in my book is basically talking about the school system providing support system to the family. A school system giving support to children that traditionally got those things from home.
Right.
We're in a society now where schools are consistently having to do responsibilities that were once designed in the home. And what happens is when a school system is consistently picking up responsibilities that were once done in the home, it compromises the quality of what the school system was designed to do.
Doctor, do you feel parents are aware of this?
I think some are and some are not. I don't think every parent that is being quote-unquote bailed out is intentional. No one really sits around and talks about, hey, what's your parenting style? You know, this is just not something that we do. So because of that, we have unintended consequences. Because of that, we have parents interacting with their children in a manner that they don't really realize what is the outcome of that. What's going to happen if I do this with my child? What is that going to produce?
So in your opinion, which is what your book is about.
That's what my book is about.
What can parents do to make a difference and not, let's say, cripple our country?
Very good. I think that parents need to understand parenting styles. My book basically talks about 3. It talks about permissive parenting, it talks about authoritative parenting, and it talks about authoritarian parenting. If you are strategic about your interaction with your child, then you can give your child an academic edge, or you may hinder your child from an academic standpoint. Permissive parenting is a parent that basically wants to be your friend. Oh, we want to be friends, we want to get along. So therefore you really don't set up a lot of rules or guidelines or expectations. An authoritative parent is a parent that really wants a child to understand the rules of life. They really want the child to understand why I'm asking you to do something. So they're going to automatically engage in conversation so the child can have that reasoning and that logic so they can understand why they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Before we wrap up, let me ask you, which one are you?
I think every parent does all. Sometimes I'm authoritarian, sometimes I'm authoritative, sometimes I'm permissive. I think the power is knowing the styles and knowing when you're implementing the styles. I default in authoritative, but I definitely have authoritarian qualities.
And I'm right behind you. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Great information. And if you want more information on the book, it's called Parent Bailout, the bailout that is really crippling America. Go to outskirtspress.com.